And Reverend Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo is joining us. Good morning to you, Rev.
Good morning.
So how have you been?
Good.
You've been, I think your tour has come to an end. You've visited a lot of places, a lot of the schools, for instance. What's been common?
In the towns and some of the places, don't go Krum, Wenchi, Techiman, Sunyani, Akusumbo, and all those places. People are struggling, but they are doing well. They are doing their best within the circumstances. You wonder how they are making it. We need structures in place that will help some of these people. For example, when I went to Donkokrom, the Volta is on one side, Afram on the other side. Why don't you embark on a serious irrigation project? Because the place is fertile for food. But unfortunately, it hasn't rained. So one person was complaining how he doesn't like too much of the corn. I was interested in seeing the big yams. I've had yam. So they don't even get yam and plantain because for the past 2 years. But the water is there in abundance. Why don't we embark? Let's pray God help us to embark on a serious irrigation project for Afram Plains. Well, with the schools, all the Wasu girls and pass by Bramble College and places, Santua, Krakels, and others. I met a lot of them in town visitation. The parenting is a critical issue. One of the schools somewhere, I don't want to mention, last year, this year, the teachers are complaining how they even deal with abortion. I said in the past, this is, once a while you hear this. And I asked them, parents, I said, I don't know, the parents are not even around. They are going to South Africa, Europe, in places, Italy, France, in Chicago, Toronto, and places, and left some of these children with friends, families, and the rest of them. For example, one
the children are in boarding school.
Yes.
But their parents are not even.
Yes, are not around or too busy. He goes to Dubai, he's there for 1 month. He's going to China for 2 months, type of thing. And let me give you a few examples. There's a girl that came to me and said, pray for me, some 17-year-old. What is it? My parents are in Italy. But what are you doing here? And all my siblings, they said I should finish school before I come. I said, so is that what you pray about? No, I'm with grandma and I'm lonely. I said, is that a problem? I said, no, what is it? There's a guy that comes around to keep me company and is having sex with me. Now I'm scared about going home. Virginity broken, and says I'm scared. Another guy came, pray for me. When I came first here, there is this girl who said, I'll show you something. I said, what is it? We went under a tree, and then he said, I can kiss you. I said, no, nasty, I don't want it. This is someone's young little girl spending money and time. So he said, no, and then put a mouth on my mouth and started and rubbing my fajato, my breast, for just a few minutes. I said, no, nasty, I'll stop. So is that what you pray about? He said, no, what is the problem? Now I sit down, and when I'm studying and doing things, I have a feeling like I want someone to rub my breast for me. You see what spirit you are?
So this is a girl who is how old?
Oh, she's 17. You see, this kind of thing, I can imagine the number of them.
Yeah.
There's one that came and said, one of the schools, hey, pray for me. Me and my friends, we watch pornographic video. You know where they watch it from? Phone. Now, in these schools, they don't allow the phones, but it's the parents. Hide it on you so I can pray, I can converse with you. So some of the parents encourage that. You see, we watch porn video, and for the first time I had sexual feeling. And I said, hey, what is this? What is this? She, and I went to the bathroom, plenty of blood in my underwear. I said, the spirit had sex with you. Now the only person who knows is me. She'll be hiding there, you don't pray for her, and then she finishes Central University, Legon, University of Professional Studies, and then he goes to London a little bit, becomes an usher, he's a deacon, whatever it is, wedding. 1 year, no child, 2 years, no child. Miscarriages. You open door. Too many doors are open for people around the world and in this country and everywhere.
So why are these young people able to speak to you and not their parents?
Adam, grace. When God has given the thing to you. If people ask me
but is it perhaps the way you go about it? I mean, what should parents do?
They should bond to people. When I go and I pay my ritual and I go to places and I say, Missy. When I go there, they are saying, Missy. And I don't do it a lot in the boys' schools. The boys will play with it. But the girls, Missy. And then they come to you. This is what you say. In ministry, even a pastor's wife, a lady whose husband was worrying her with sex. She was 7 months pregnant. But she was able to tell me, and the pastor's wife made a comment in the US, that it is what you say, how open you are, how honest you are, and the practical way you boldly bring it out, make people come to you. If you connect with them, and you share jokes with them, and you make them feel loved and accepted, and there is a huge gap between the old and the young, that is a major issue.
So isn't the school also helping?
The school is helping, but when we're talking of 1,500 students or 800, the school is helping, but how much? Now you are teaching them, and then you are helping them, and you have to spend your time with abortion. I mean, even if you give sex education and things, how far can you go? Is the parent who is there, who gave birth to the child, who the child has special connections to, come near them, hug them. Typical Ghanaian father doesn't hug anybody. It's dangerous not even hug a daughter until the first hug is at Legon and someone makes her pregnant. And most of the marriages, the reason why some of the girls are having problems, they never had affection and real attention from a father. Either the father is not there, the father has traveled, or the father is there but absentee landlord. Can you imagine someone said, I was in Legon, my daddy never visited once, never called me once, was paying fees. Only my mom. What shocked me, I graduated, showed my certificate to my daddy, he didn't say a word. I did national service out of Accra. My dad never called, never visited. I want to leave the house. I said, why do you want to leave? I see myself portraying some of the characteristics of my father. I want to leave the house. Someone called me. You see, there is a head of an institution who always saw a girl after class, a day student, wandering around. She looked through her window, so one day she called her. After school, I see you walking around. What is it? She was quiet. Please tell me. The mom is in a second marriage, gone outside the country with a new husband, and left this girl with a friend who is a lady and a husband. Now, this lady has 3 teenage boys. They sleep in the room with the girl. Every night, neda so. Every night, neda so. So she's afraid. They compel the person to come back to the country and force the girl into the boarding house. But how many people have this? If I go on and on, it's terrible. There's a guy that can pray for me, whatever he says. Oh, this friend was nice, a guy, and this. I didn't even know there was WhatsApp sex. And on WhatsApp, they'll say, feel it, and they describe it. Send your hand here, do this. And then he said, I started getting feelings I've never had before. So now when you saw the boy physically, the white cassava is in the red palm oil. You see, there's one solution is to draw them to you. Hug them with all wisdom. Teach them. Teaching.
Is it too late at a certain point?
I wonder, no one is beyond redemption. Even if 1 year before you leave the world, it's never too late for us to tell you to open your heart to Christ or something. It's not too late, but in some instances, too late after the girl has gone and had a baby and the man didn't marry her, or the guy has messed up 2 girls and then abortions have taken place and all that. But even that, work with what you have. There's a friend that says, as for me, when I make mistakes, I make them work for me. Turn your lemon into lemonade. The sugar of God's word and everything. It's never too late.
I'm thinking about me at 17. And I remember having trust issues. If I trusted you and you failed me, I would take it really personal.
A lot of people are bearing those scars.
And I will never,
never. That is why they need to be helped out of the bondage.
So
some have anger problem. And their anger is because I don't get love at home. I'm seeing an uncle always yelling at me, or a daddy who is not there. There's a girl who said, parents are there. They do everything. But they are not intimate. So a cousin was coming to the house and visiting her in the room. So she started sharing with the cousin. It's a cousin who is almost like a parent. So Ghanaian father sitting down watching the news. I'm watching. Even if a 5-year-old is showing off this, so hello, now go there. You are sitting there doing this. What is this? Are you Inspector General of Police or your father? And it is a crisis because that is what he was taught. You know, I was preaching in Ohio and I said the woman likes it when they visit her in the kitchen. When I finished, the elder said, do you hear what that old man said in the front? It's not our culture. Is cell phone your culture? You know, so we have had traditional ideas. Remove my shoe for me, do this for me. Intimacy. If you tell a typical Ghanaian father, your wife is cooking, sit there a little bit, and the kids are even there as they wash dishes. We are not together. We must walk and work together. And the same thing we bring outside, from the ministries to churches to everywhere. You see, there is not, if you look at Acts chapter 2 verse 1, on the day of Pentecost, they were all together. Now, Acts 2:44, all the believers were together and had all things in common. The Greek word, which was used, the Greek was used for the New Testament, Hebrew for the Old. The Greek word in Acts 2 verse 1 is gathering. Acts 2:44 is connection, which is the big thing in our ministry, fruitful ministry. Connect with people. The most important thing to a person is the person's name. The reason why in school, I know I'm a professor of biology, I don't put exams and things there for students to pick. I give it to them. And the reason is I learn names. Every single class I take their names and numbers. I used to take addresses, but these days people are scared of things. At the end of every class, I know everybody's name. They get shocked. Especially some of the whites. They think an African, I'll call you by name. I deliberately do it. During exams, I go around. And the reason I go on, I don't know, I look at the names, memorize some of them. I use all kinds of means to know. The most important thing to a person is the person's name. I meet you, I call you by name and greet you. Imagine when we were on campus in Kisseadoo University, a professor calls you by name and greets you. It creates a bond. See, in Proverbs 22:1, a good name is to be chosen. You choose it. It's what you do that gives you a name and joy. Name on air, a name as a leader in the nation, and you connect with people. Somebody said, for example, I never heard my daddy mention my mom by name until daddy died. It's an affectionate name. When I call my wife a day, so the daddy himself, what are you? The leader, Adam was there with God.
And the child observed this.
Yes. Look, you meet this guy who may even be a song leader, a senior assistant pastor, associate pastor. This is the principal, this thing of ministry of this. This is the CEO of this. And you are excited. But you get home, you are disappointed. Women succeed by relationships. Men succeed by achievements. Yeah, look at the car. Hey, I'm on air. Hey, I won the elections. Hey, I won this. Hey. And when the woman say the women are not grateful, no. But don't stop us. How to balance that achievement of being in the papers? They're always running around the FM stations, talking over here, and they will never call home. Sometimes 3 months he hasn't called home, and he's always calling Joy FM, calling Peace FM, talking. What about your wife? You think you're going to heaven with Peace FM and Joy FM? I'm not going to heaven with Joy TV. The only property I'm taking to heaven, my wife and children. You sit there and just talk on phone, and don't call your wife. And some of the women are running around Dubai and China and Korea. And the housemaid is doing everything, and mom is there and this. There are cases where you sit down for 3 months. Some men sit down 3 months. They haven't eaten the food of their wife. Housemaid food. Some of the housemaid, they do everything, including dressing the bed. So the next one follows. They wash the underwear too. So it is using everything. When I'm going to travel to Chicago, to Toronto and places, I wait. I don't pack my stuff. I put all the trousers there, the shirts there. I let my wife choose. Friday, put on this. Saturday, put on this. It is intentional. Women, choice of colors, number one. Can you believe that what I have on, it is a 21 or so year old guy in the house where I was. I've trained her when I'm going to go out. I seriously questioned before I put on this. He said, yeah, it's matches, it's okay. I was going to choose a black trousers and this and this. This is how to involve children. He's not even my child, my friend's child. But involving her in this, create intimacy. So I go on my knees, my wife put her hand on my head. Before otherwise I come. Her prayers like no other prayers. Combine Isaiah, Jeremiah, Bonke, Benny Graham, Benny Hinn, Apostle, all the prophets. They can't give me a prayer my wife will give me. If my wife doesn't pray a special prayer and send me off to God, I'm not coming. You know, it's right now about 12 minutes after 4 in the United States. When I was coming, I look at the watch. For over 25 years, I've never traveled and changed it, intentionally do it. I let my wife my watch bind me even to my wife. When I look here, oh, I can't call now. So I said to myself, no, but now she's at work. She says, don't call at this time because she's very busy in the hospital. Call at this. You have to put in structures. Now, when you do all this, parenting starts with a relationship between the father and the mother. Because the cordiality is not there, and typical Africans, the woman is a follower. Some never even leave the family home.
Well, Ref, okay, so are there books, for instance, that can help parents catch up?
Qualities for choosing a marriage partner. How to solve courtship problems. If you're in Kumasi, go to Baptist Bookshop, opposite Anglican School, or call 0275 353 802. 0275 353 802. If you're in Accra, call our office, Fruitful Ministries number 020 812 6533. 020 812 6533. My personal number is 0276 322 982. 0276. I have CD messages. I have a broadcast on Joy every Saturday morning, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. This talked about 17 things to look for before you marry a woman, and 31 to look for before you marry a man. The basic one must work. How do you break courtship without problems? If your parental involvement, premarital counseling, if sin and problems come, how do you deal with it? All kinds of things. This one talks about the importance of blessing your marriage, what is wedding, and some wrong ideas I had, like I told a woman when the menstrual period was unclean. That's the impression they gave. Sex and marriage bring you down. It's not sex and marriage bring you down. It's 5 a.m. you used to pray, and now there's some soft muscle, then soft muscle. Then it's 6 o'clock. That's what brings you down. That's what brings you. There's communication in this. It's called how to establish marriage as a successful institution. Look, it doesn't, your success, we don't care who you are in the world or this country. You can build a city. You can invent the greatest things to solve our problems. If you fail at home, you have failed. Because you are not taking any of these things to heaven. So let us be very careful. The home, your marriage, your family. And the men who go around pollinating like bees, from flower to flower to flower, be careful. When you die, you have to answer to God. And you create problems in society. Bosses and people having sex with girls before they give them jobs. Sometimes I had to be praying for people. And those doing oral sex and things to get promotion. This destroys a nation. You see, so we have to do house cleaning. The churches must preach holiness, set examples. The pastor's car is good, building is good, money is good, but that is not number one. And don't use tricks and gimmicks to get crowds. You can get cancerous growth. The church has grown. Is it cancer or proper growth? I always say if Jesus came here and disguised himself, many won't go to his church because of the truth, unless he does some miracles and turn water into wine. I'm telling you, people are just following people. Pray for me, they line up. If I came selling cocoa, or I said, bring oil and I bless it, they'll be lying in the street. And if you put it on your forehead, on your door, the demons attacking your marriage. I'm telling you, I'll be rich. I can build a whole city in Ghana. But when you give them the truth, they don't want it. You see? Please pray for me, pray for me. Go into the scripture and say, I got converted. My father died when I was 12. And when they were going to bury my father to Kwapma, I didn't even have shoes. I had shorts from my brother. But I took God serious. I was an issue, a hypocrite 3 years before I accepted Jesus. 1969, I accepted Christ. 47 years ago, I took a motto, NB, no Bible, no breakfast. For 47 years, I have not one day I haven't read Bible. I took my studies serious. Even when there was an outing for the family, you see me holding a chemistry book. Take your studies serious. Young people, listen, take your studies serious. Take God serious.
Well, Rev, this is to be continued. Reverend is going on Beijing right after here. I mean, this is where we have to say thank you for being here. Right. Thanks for your time. We wish you well. And then when you decide to sell the cocoa and the oil, that will make you extremely rich. So give me a call so I can be your PA. Yeah.
God bless you. My number again is 0276 322 982. If you really want the books, then call the book manager. And it's coming on 020 820 9567. Even if you can even get some for commission and things. It's not money we are making. The information is rich. Okay. I'm telling you.
How much is the book, by the way?
20 Ghana Cedi. Do you know we went to action? A man walked and said, when I look at the content, why are you selling it 20? Serious. He said the content. Even people overseas said this. Some of these people outside Ghana and the books, they take a few things. One person said, I listened to a tape from one of these people. 3 points. My wife even complains, you give too much to the public. You see? So it's rich. Call 020 820 9567 or call the 020 812 6533. God bless you.
God bless you too. Stay with us. We've got AM Talk coming up.